The answer is yes. And without going to the issues of what my boss has gone, is as a deputy CEO within the county, there is no way I will hold a docket and at the same time I assist the governor in overseeing the rest of the government departments. So it is only fair that I remain the way I am and I assist in ensuring each and every department is doing what is supposed to be done. And I'm comfortable doing that.
Senator Sifuna.
That is quite an interesting take, because there has been conversation in this country about assignment of specific dockets to the deputy governors. But I'm happy that in Machakos you are okay with the situation that it is. I am sure that your colleagues across the country might not hold necessarily the same views. But it's fine. I have my answer, Chair.
Chair, Honorable Chair, I'm on record saying the same. We appeared as a Deputy Governor's Forum before the Senate Committee on Devolution. And I said, if any county in this republic has an issue between the two leaders, they come to Machakos or invite my boss, and she will say, as I said here. And if you go back to record, I said the same when I appeared in the same committee. I'm very much okay and comfortable where I am, Chair. I can say that in our presence and in our absence.
Yeah, we shall not spend too much time on the issue of relationship, but for your information, your former colleague, both of you, Oyugi Magwanga, who was a member of parliament, I think you guys served together, is the deputy governor of Homa Bay County and is also the CC in charge of agriculture. So it is not unusual for a deputy governor to have a substantive position, but it's up to the governor. It's up to you to establish your county. I think that should not take us a lot of time. Senator Mudama, you want to say something on that?
Chair, what can I say? And you've heard it from the horse's mouth. He's okay with what he's doing, so long as they lead Machakos in the right direction.
Yeah, I think that was just a preliminary observation. It's not something that should take us a lot of time to discuss. It's just that political marriages in Kenya don't usually last very long. But those are extraneous issues. Clerk of the Senate, the matters arising from our last meeting.
Yes, Chair, there are a few matters that arose during our last meeting. The first issue was regarding the pending bills, where we asked the governor, directed the governor to provide a breakdown on the total pending bills inherited, what was verified, what was found to be questionable, and what needs further verification, as well as the pending bills movement register within 14 days. The second issue was on legal fees, where we directed the governor to give us a breakdown.
This was to be provided to the Auditor General
and the Senate.
And the Senate. Auditor General, did you receive that breakdown?
Chair, not yet.
Okay. Clerk, proceed. We shall get
the
comments.
Second issue was on legal fees, where we directed the governor to give us a breakdown of what has been taxed, what has not been taxed, and also to provide contingent liability, to disclose contingent liability.
And what was the time frame?
2 weeks, within 2 weeks.
Was that provided?
Not to us.
OAG?
Not yet.
What was the third matter?
The third issue was directed to EACC. It was regarding irregular expenditure on the design of the proposed Machakos Airport.
EACC?
Yes, Chair. There was an issue that was assigned to us to follow up. The commission is, I have checked it, and it's not one of our matters that is active, but we can follow it up from this meeting.
I think we made clear directions that that matter to be investigated by the EACC, so it should not fall between the cracks. We must send the right message to Kenyans. We sometimes get the impression that when we ask the EACC to move on matters that might touch on persons who are in high and mighty offices, action is not taken. And I think we have seen that in Machakos, we have seen that in Turkana. We must not send any message to Kenyans that they are sacred cows when it comes to investigations of the EACC. We are not accusing anyone of guilt. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But from our last conversation, the issue of the design on Machakos Airport, it came out clearly that it was a matter that the Senate could not clear, and it was a matter that the governor could not explain. And so we referred it to the entity that has got the technical and legal capacity to carry out investigations. So I don't want us to speak too much about it, because you have already addressed it in our brief. Please make sure that that matter features in your list of issues that require investigation, so that we can tell the people of Machakos the truth about that particular expenditure. Now, any other matter rising, or that was the last one?
The others were regarding the projects that was told.
Regarding the projects, and some of those we'll be going through. So, Governor, quickly on pending bills, you are supposed to provide information, because we are told that your pending bills have been growing. I think you must have closed the year at about 4.6 billion. And that is the reason why we were concerned about the movements, and we said that we needed proper details presented to the Office of the Auditor General. What has happened so far?
Chair, through the governor, the issue of the pending bills, there is an implementation committee which is at the tail end of giving the refined report. On the legal, there's a legal audit going on. There, and I know we have the solicitor, our county solicitor here. There are some that are being taxed, others are ongoing.
See, you are supposed to provide that information to the Auditor General. Yeah, that, because that was the ruling.
My county attorney is here, maybe you should answer that.
What is he answering? Does he take the position that he sent the information to the Auditor General? First of all, the pending bills globally, there was the issue of movements, aging, etc. Did you provide the information to the Auditor General as required?
Chair, through the governor, I'm meant to understand that we never provided to the Auditor General, but
did you provide the information on legal claims?
Legal claims is ongoing. We haven't gotten the final report that we can present, because they had to do a legal audit, which is ongoing, Chair. We don't have a document.
Nobody dramatized that matter more than you did. I even recall Senator Sifuna giving you free advice on how to deal with legal, and I thought that it was a critical, urgent risk, financial risk to your county, and would have expected that you would have provided the Auditor General with that schedule, so that we are advised, so that we engage the EACC or any other body or LSK to give you relief on that matter. I'm surprised that nothing has moved since your last appearance.
It's ongoing, and we have also been asked for a lot of information by the EACC, and we have been able to provide them with the information that they wanted.
Senator Sifuna?
I'm not very clear, Governor. Who's doing the legal audit?
Can I say?
Who's doing the audit?
We had a task force that came up. Let me answer that myself. We had a task force that came up with a report. We came here, and the task force report, part of it was to say that we should try and negotiate with them and go on taxation on the bills that were
Extreme.
The bills that were okay. Yeah? So with those ones, we said we go for taxation. And my solicitor and county attorney is here. I formed a small committee that was supposed to start working now with the solicitors on taxations. The ones that were okay, that did not have a problem, we already started paying them.
Clerk, Chair, maybe the clerk can remind us, when was the date of the meeting we had with this entity?
It was on 12th October last year.
Yeah, so that is a year, Governor. where would you put the percentage of resolution or progress?
Maybe at what percent?
That is why it is important to have documents in front of you.
At what percentage? 13%. 30%, sorry.
30% means what? Because in this report, 737 million of your pending bills relate to legal fees. So when you say 13%, is it 13% payment or verification?
Verification we have done.
So it's 30% of
And
payment.
some of those legal cases, Chair, some of those legal fee cases are with ESCC. So it's becoming very difficult for me to even, how do I start negotiating with people with cases that are?
Governor, your legal person is standing. Perhaps let us engage with her just a minute to shed some light on exactly where we are.
Allow me to shed some light on and explain to what Her Excellency is saying. We had a legal implementation committee after the pending bills task force. Of the 700 million bills that were given to us from the previous regime, only 64 million of those bills were marked as legible. The others were sent to us for taxation or negotiation. After that process, we had EACC come to our desk, and they said that most of those bills are under investigation. We had our files from 2022-2023 possessed by EACC for investigation. Those ones we handed over. And after that, they have come for almost all our bills from 2013 to date, which we have handed over. All the payment vouchers for all those bills paid. So we have EACC currently investigating all the bills that have been paid by Machakos County. As we continue, we still have those that are undergoing taxation, and those that have been approved by the county are being paid. We are at what the Department of Finance is saying, those that are marked as legible and not questioned are being paid under the pending bills budget. So that is what is going on. So in terms of legal fees, there are a lot of questions. It is not a straightforward answer.
Before you go to the labyrinth,
Yes.
64 million was marked as legible.
Yes.
Eligible.
Legible.
Legible is not the same as eligible.
Eligible are those ones that are from the 700 million, they said only 64 million we feel should be paid. The others we feel are exaggerated, or you should go back and talk to the advocates.
Legible, eligible, you know, it's English.
Oh, sorry.
I think it ought to be
eligible.
It ought to be eligible because
Yes.
legible is readable.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, eligible is clean, you know,
Eligible.
fit for consideration.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you are saying only 30% has been paid.
Yes.
30% of the 64 million.
And those 30% have been verified by ourselves, by the pending bills committee, and by EACC. There is no question about those bills. There are those that were already paid, and they are under question by EACC. They are under question by even the pending bills committee, and they were already paid. And those files have been possessed by EACC.
So, Madam Solicitor, the question then to you is,
Yes.
where is this information? Is it just in your head, or is there a document that we can refer to?
There is a report that we are waiting from EACC. They've said they're going to conclude their report.
Just a minute.
Yes.
This information you are giving us, you know, the chair asked if there was a report that was sent to the Auditor General, and that report would essentially include the details you have given this committee. If you were to drop dead today,
God forbid.
God forbid, and I'm not praying for that,
Chair.
who would be the one to tell
Chair,
us?
sorry.
Let's allow Senator Sifuna.
Yes, I have a report that I have submitted to the Department of Finance, not yet clearly submitted to the Auditor General, that is updated of where we have reached in terms of legal fees and in terms of court awards, those taxed and not yet taxed.
So the weak link here is the Department of Finance. You have done your job. Just say yes. They will not
Allow
do
me.
anything. They will do you nothing.
But it is an ongoing process. You see, for court matters and taxation and all that, it needs a constant update. So I cannot blame them
Were you
for where
present
we
at
have
our last
reached.
meeting?
Yes, I was.
Did you listen carefully to the directions and the governor committing that in 14 days that information will be shared with the Auditor General?
Yes, I did.
And so, if it was not shared, isn't that impunity?
We are continuing with the advice that you gave us, but you see, at the end of the day, if all these bills, some of them are under investigation, even if we give a report that is still under review, how will we be helping all those institutions? So we have to work with everybody.
Solicitor, it is not for you to
making it
decide
worse.
what is useful to the
You are
Senate.
making it worse because it is possible for you to present periodic reports. Just the update you have given is important for us to have. It is important for the Office of the Auditor General to have. Are you saying that in your entire tenure, you are only prepared to do one report?
No, we are doing several reports.
Yeah, so when you do a report, you forward it. You allow us to be able to see the progress. That is how we know that things are moving.
Well-guided members.
Chair, even if it's
Senator?
not, yeah, even if it's not a full report, they can even update one through a letter or an email. Just to update
So what we'll
they are
do,
doing.
because
Chair.
there's a substantive matter in this report under pending bills, and the second paragraph deals with legal fees, and that's where the 737 million is contained. So we shall deal with it when we get to it, so that we see the quality of response and the supporting documents that the county has filed. So let's deal with that when we get to that issue under emphasis of matter on pending bills. Clerk, were those the issues, matters arising?
Yes, Chair.
Okay, so globally on pending bills, I think there's another parallel exercise that is ongoing with the Finance Committee of the Senate. You will be having conversations with that committee because there was a resolution of the Senate on how to deal with pending bills, and it's a matter that we have generally allowed the Finance Committee to prosecute. But this committee is very, very keen on issues of legal fees because at our last meeting, it came up as a serious financial risk. And before I forget, the contingent liabilities register, was that provided to the Auditor General?
Chair, through the governor, the contingent liabilities includes the court awards, which the team hasn't finalized. So what we have.
Contingent liabilities exclude awards. Contingent liabilities is litigation in progress.
Chair, I understand you, but it is ongoing. We've not been able to finalize, so we didn't want to present a report which doesn't give a full picture. What we have is
I think that I do not agree with. I do not.
Chair.
Governor, just wait. And we made that comment because it was for your own good as a CEO. What some crooked people are doing with county governments is that cases are being filed against county governments. County governments are putting in very weak defense. Awards are issued. And then you've got orders enforced against the county government, which then expose you to great financial loss. The county attorney and the legal department must at all times present to the CEO and to the Auditor General a list of litigation in progress with the likely financial impact. Now, when we made that direction, it was because Machakos was not in the habit of disclosing the contingent liabilities. 700 million are actual claims. Those are not contingent liabilities. Those are actual claims against the county government. Do you know the full impact of the other cases that are ongoing, Governor? Do you have that visibility of the other cases that are ongoing?
Yes, yes, Chair, we have.
How many are they?
They are over. How many cases?
The last page.
Kasanga, can you give it to me quietly?
It's summarized. and is ongoing. Summarized.
I thought someone introduced himself as county attorney in the delegation. Is the county attorney here? Governor, is the county attorney present?
Yes, he is.
Where is the county attorney?
There.
County attorney. The County Attorney's Act, an act of parliament which was passed through the vote of a number of us, gives you certain responsibilities with respect to legal issues within the county. I do not know why you are not helping us to get information. How many cases do you have as litigation in progress, and what is the quantum? That is what a contingent liability report should have.
And Chair, maybe just to buttress your question to the county attorney through the governor, is how many cases are active, both that are in court, tribunals, or are in arbitration state, and how many has been resolved? Thank you, Chair.
Chair, through the governor, one, I'll start by the 700 million.
No, we have left 700. We are now on the contingent liabilities.
Yes, Chair, there was something small that I wanted to say for the benefit of the committee.
Proceed.
Chair, thank you. Those are not pending bills. Those were legal fee invoices issued by the lawyers that were acting for the county. Chair, since last time we were here...
Were they settled?
No.
They were outstanding?
They just issued legal fee notes, and we have objected to them. We have told them they either discuss with us or we have them taxed. So we can't say the 700 million is owing to them, because they are subject to either taxation.
That is why at the last meeting we said, present to us the schedule of taxed invoices. That is what the clerk read out.
All right.
And that is what you failed to provide. Because we understood that at the last meeting, that the 700 is not fully taxed. So we said, give us a schedule of those invoices that have been taxed and those that have been untaxed. And you have not provided that to the Auditor General.
Chair, through the governor, this is something that we can do in the next 3 days, because we already have...
Our last meeting was 12th October 2023, 1 year back. I think there's an issue of contempt of parliament that I am seeing becoming a habit in Machakos. Governor, as a former member of parliament, you should never be in a position where you're accused of contempt of parliament.
Chair, I do not want to wash dirty linen in public, but I just want to tell you that we have 87 cases in court.
87 cases, and in terms of quantification of the liability?
932,596,117.17.
932 million.
932,596,117.17.
So that is in addition to the 734 million invoices, and I agree with the county attorney's interpretation. I agree with you, because it is those that are taxed that then become payable, and the untaxed ones should still go through a certain process. But the potential exposure to legal claims is about 1.6 billion to Machakos. 1.6. The 932 plus the 734.
Some of the bills are here.
No, they wouldn't be there if they've already been invoiced. There'll be no double counting.
Chair.
Just a minute. Senator Nyonka, please go on record.
Thank you. My name is Senator Nyonka, Senator of Kisii County, and a member of this committee. I want to go back to the attorney. I don't know where you're sitting.
I think because we have an interest in you, you might want to...
Would you please move? Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
And I heard you say something that has kind of thrown me aback. You said that these are invoices and they're not pending bills.
They are pending bills.
What are you saying? Because even if they are taxed, even if they have not been taxed, and they pending bills and liabilities which are directly being held by the county government of Machakos.
Chair, through the governor, as will be seen in some of the responses, we normally tax the bills upon the conclusion of a matter. Now, if we are not in agreement with the invoice that an advocate has sent, then we take the matter to court for taxation. For the benefit of the committee, there was a particular advocate who had sent invoices totaling to close to 700 million. Honorable Chair and members, we went to court and we reduced that to over 50 million only, saving the county over 600 million.
Attorney, could I, through you, Chair, can you mention who that attorney was? Because according to me, that's fraud. Can you name him? Yeah, you are protected by this house.
You are responsible for accuracy.
Accuracy of information.
Thank you, Chair. That was Bia Mungata and Company Advocates.
Thank you. So my suggestion to you is that the amount of money that these fellas were claiming is actually a pending bill, which then you sorted out.
Yes, Chair.
Thank you.
That name came up last time. I recall the same firm came up. And that's why we were clear that a schedule of invoices that have been taxed and those that are untaxed. Because if there was one which was worth 700 million, just one out of 737, that schedule could have had perhaps only one or two invoices. That's the visibility that we wanted. Now, we shall give directions again. The attorney says it's information that can take 3 days.
Chair, can I say something?
Governor?
And he should be having that information. Amount due to the law firms and not taxed is 814,221,784.74. And this is from the previous government. Okay, from previous government. These are not my legal fees. I want to make that very clear.
The taxed invoices?
Point of order, Chair.
The tax government is called.
Senator Cherargei?
Governor, I thought government exists in perpetuity. The fact that you are not governor and then the government exists in perpetuity. What do you mean? And if there is any issue, there is Article 2296, where individual capability can be picked.
Governor, proceed, but proceed carefully and lawfully.
Yes.
Much obliged.
Okay, proceed. How much of that is
county government Machakos court awards and taxed advocates bills are 932,596,117.17. So I've given you a chair.
Governor, that is the information that we are directed you provide to us 1 year ago, so that we also help you in exposing some of these things. You don't have to keep saying the previous governor or whatever.
Can I be allowed to table this?
Once we have that information, then we as a public institution, which looks out for the interests of counties and their governments, we can expose some of the shenanigans that are happening in county governments through legal fees. Now, so you've got the register of taxed and untaxed invoices.
Yes, Chair. I have them in this document.
Fine. I'll direct that you table it. The clerk shall receive it. The Auditor General shall also review it. It is what ought to have come to us 1 year ago. Okay, clerk, you'll review it and